So now that COVID's happened, what are you gonna do? I don't know, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do some stuff, we're gonna figure it out, all right? We're gonna talk about it right now. Shush, little thing.
What's up, guys? This is 𝗏𝗏𝗥𝗡𝗏, and you have reached the 𝗏𝗏𝗥's Ecom channel. If you want to learn how to make money online or offline, then you need to be right here. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I'm also an honorably discharged Air Force veteran. Graduated from Penn State and started a career as a software engineer and leveraged that to build my businesses. If you guys have any questions on how to make money, you're going to find all your answers right here, so stay tuned.
So now what do you guys do now that COVID has happened and we're like after COVID? What should you be doing? How do you recover from whatever happened? Like whether you lost your job or, you know, you stopped your side hustle or you went through some phase of depression or whatever. Like what do you need to do now? Well, first and foremost, this goes without saying, you gotta dig yourself up out of the dumps. All right, you gotta pick yourself up by the seat of your pants, put your big boy pants on, your big boy, you know, your big girl panties, whatever you gotta do. And you kind of have to start working on that, guys. You kind of have to just realize that things have happened and there's a new normal and things are not going to be the way that they were prior to this, at least not for some time. Once you've done that, then you need to recognize that you need to pick up where you left off or pick up a new skill so that way you can kind of thrive now that we have hit this new normal or whatever the hell people want to call it, all right? Because you can't go back to the old way. Like even for me with Amazon, I can't go back to the old way of doing things right now. You know, now I'm having, you know, my automation clients packages, you know, come to my house, come to the shop. You know, we're building a warehouse at the shop now. We're like building a bigger structure because we're running out of room, because I'm getting so many orders. Like things are not the same. And so I've had to adjust the same way that you guys are going to have to adjust or get better at whatever it is that you're doing. And it's tough, right? It's tough. You know, you guys can see, this is South Street, right? This is like one of the main spots in Philly. And even though it's a Sunday night, like before COVID, man, this place jumping. Everybody be out. But right now, there's like almost nobody. It's dead. I mean, there's lights out and stuff, but like nobody's here. You know, and that's something that is gonna come with time. It's something that you guys are also going to have to look at as well and understand that whatever you get into, there's going to be, like I said, a new normal. All right, so once you have that down, we can get to the good stuff. Let's go. You guys need to come up with a new skill or come up with a new business or something, you know, now that COVID is hit and we're kind of dragging through the after effects and now we got this new normal. You know, before we get to one of my big plays for the end of 2020, which is right down the street, we're going to talk about how you decide that for yourself. Now, there's a ton of new services that are coming about because of COVID. Cleaning services are jumping. You know, everybody wants to get into that, and everybody needs that. Like, you know, lazy people like me that don't want to clean their own houses anymore. It's not necessarily because I'm lazy, but it's a time cost thing. Cleaning companies are real big right now. Landscaping is still really, really big, even though, you know, Philly is notorious for, you know, people living in the city. People like me who live out in the burbs, we don't necessarily want to mow our lawns. Like, I know I don't want to mow my lawn. And that's why I have, you know, landscapers come and do all that stuff. Well, the Homeowners Association has all that stuff. That's just kind of what it is. So, you know, there's so many different things that are happening right now. And if you guys, you know, were experiencing a lot of the effects of COVID, as most of us were, where you weren't able to go to the hair salon, well, females weren't able to go to the hair salon, the nail salon, you know, dudes weren't able to get to the barber shop. There was a lot of things that we couldn't do. So all these services that people didn't have, is probably something that you should be looking into, right? Things that people didn't have before, they're trying to come back and get involved in, and that's something that you guys need to start reaching out and taking advantage of because there's so much money to be made, which was my big play. So if you guys have checked out my YouTube channel, you know, if you guys have been looking at some of my videos, you know that I made a really, really, really big investment. And I mean, I'm not going to say hope it pays off because I know it's going to pay off. I've done all the research and the location is prime for when things start coming back. So that's what you guys want to do. You want to put yourselves in a position so when things do come back, you're able to make a buttload of money. All right, you guys aren't just sitting stagnant, but that comes with a lot of problems because you guys are probably still like in the throes of like, what am I going to do? Like, I haven't figured this out yet. What's for me? What's not for me? You know, how do I decide? And we're going to take you down to what I just invested in, and we're going to talk about it right now because it was a pretty big investment. So let's go. Rolling. All right, guys. So like I was saying before, you need to find niches that were hit by COVID that are coming back that you can capitalize on. As you guys can see here, this is gonna be my new barbershop slash salon slash, nail place. There's gonna be some makeup techs in here, some nail techs in here, probably do some lashes, but it's gonna primarily be a barbershop and a salon, right? TV's in, first one, second one. We got one more that they're gonna install right here. And the reason why I decided to make such a big investment during a pandemic, which, it's kind of, I can't say dying down, but, things are coming back. The reason why I did it was because it's a cash flow business. It gives me an opportunity to invest in a business that's within the community where I can do different outreaches and I can do toy drives and turkey giveaways and all that type of stuff. But it also gives me kind of a home base where people can come and they understand that, I'm here, to kind of, help people out and kind of coach them, mentor them, and where they can just, feel safe and also spend their money so I can make money, right? And everybody wanted to get haircuts during COVID. Well, now that COVID is, I can't say done, but now that things are coming back, you can have a barbershop right here in the heart of Philly where there's so much foot traffic that it's almost impossible not to get somebody in one of these seats that you guys see back there. All right, so I made that play because when I sat down and I broke down all the numbers with the Rich Cuts franchise, big shout out to my man Rashawn, for giving me this opportunity and letting me invest in this franchise. So it's back up. So Rich Cuts is a barbershop franchise. I'm the franchisee. It's almost like McDonald's. So this is my location. There's other locations, but whatever. So when I sat down with Rashawn and I started looking at the numbers, I'm like, it just made too much sense not to get into, especially in Philadelphia, where over 50% of the population looks like people like me. And if you guys know anything about black folks, no, I'm not talking about shootings and riots and looting. We love getting our hair cut, bro. We love having the fresh cut. We love staying, stylish. And guess what? It's a rite of passage for us. We go to the same barber for years and years and years. And in some cases, if these guys don't leave the city, they take their kids there, their kids take their kids there, and it's just kind of a tradition. It's the local watering hole. It's where, young men, come to kind of learn, because the black community, we don't necessarily have dads in the home. So, you come to the barbershop and this is kind of where you learn, how to be a man and how to grow up. So, having someone who's young, black, and successful like myself be here in the community can kind of help people out, but it also gives people a sense of normalcy where they're going to continuously come and keep spending money. Everybody wants to get their hair done. Everybody wants to get, cuts and shape ups, razor shaves, all this stuff. So they're going to come to a place where they feel comfortable and they're going to come spend money with someone who actually cares about the community and wants to give back and, has a pretty chill atmosphere. We got TVs up there. We'll probably have a few other things for people to come and deal with. And, once everything's done, you guys will see, we'll do a big reveal video. But, you guys can kind of understand my reasoning. When I saw what was happening, during COVID and people were wanting haircuts, but they couldn't get them or they had to go to someone's house or whatever. I'm like, man, the barbering industry is booming. It's only going to get bigger, as time goes on. So why not jump in, while the time's right, get all these pieces together, because once everything goes back from the new normal to normal, foot traffic is going to be coming. And this location here has been around for 20, 30 years. It was known as the Chop Shop beforehand. It was a salon, prior to this, but now it is going to be Rich Cuts, Rich Cuts Philly. So, hopefully this pays off. And if it doesn't, worst case scenario, I just wasted $150,000. And I just got to go make it back up. It is what it is. But he's laughing behind the camera. Yeah, so I probably shouldn't say it like that. Like, worst case scenario, I lose $150,000. But that's the way I look at it, right? The opportunity cost is greater than me losing $150,000. So I could potentially be losing millions of dollars over the course of 10, 20 years, by not taking this opportunity. And that's what you guys need to do. So now that, COVID is hit and we're in a new normal, take all the opportunities that you can. Got to get your mind right. You got to get your skill set right. You got to start taking opportunities. Okay, you got to take opportunities that can help a lot of people with your particular skill set. So that's what business is all about, helping people get what they want. And in turn, you'll make a good chunk of money, doing so. So hopefully that guys give you some insight. Make sure you smash that like button, guys. Like if you haven't done so by now, check out the links below in the description. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. So be safe, be smart, peace out.